We just got the carpet off the rear wall, so now we can kind of figure out how the boxes are gonna go in here. That'll be coming soon. I'm gonna move on to building the harness for the radio, get the dash kit and the harness and all that fun stuff. For this install, we're going to be using the RP4 FD11. Let's get it out of the box. So we have the instructions, go ahead and look over those. And we have the steering wheel controls. Now, I can't stress this enough. This harness is separate from this harness. Do yourself a favor and take care of this first. You know, if you don't want to deal with it, just plug it in. I can't tell you how many phone calls we get for people going, I don't know what happened to my little black harness. You just threw it away. Now, if you're doing a Pioneer, you do not need this blue wire with a yellow stripe. If you're doing a Kenwood or a JVC, you will. We'll go ahead and plug it in. And then we'll come over here and we'll turn this dial to 7. And where we get that information from is right here on page 2 in the middle of the instructions. Alright, it's on 7. Once you've done that, you can go ahead and remove the sticker that covers the switch. That is on there for that purpose alone, to tell you need to do that. Alright, so we can just set this aside for right now. Let's go ahead and take all this tape off of here. Now we have 3 harnesses that are on this. We have the 8-pin that we talked about. This is the subwoofer harness here. Now we're not retaining the factory subwoofer. We're gonna go ahead and take it out. So what we can do is we can actually go ahead and remove this harness altogether. We'll set it aside for right now. Next, we want to come over here to the 16-pin plug, and we have the aux and we have the rear seat entertainment. Now, because we had the Microsoft Sync, what we want to do is actually remove these, unless you have the rear seat entertainment, in which case you keep it, but the aux isn't part of this harness. We've already taken care of that, so we can remove those RCAs. Because we don't, you know, like we said, no rear seat, we'll go ahead and remove all those. Now, in case you're wondering what the white black and the white red are, those are the data bus wires. These are the wires that tell the radio to turn on and off and it interface with the car. Of course, you don't want to remove those. You kind of need them. Now, there's a bunch of wires coming off of the smart harness plug. That's the black one that we need and also don't need. So we'll run through them real quick. The first one is white red, which is parking brake. If you're looking to connect your radio to the parking brake, which is usually a light green wire unless you're dealing with Alpine, so that you can access menus, you know, whenever you pull the parking brake, you're going to want to hook it up to red white. If you're doing some form of bypass, you're going to want to cap it off. Next is purple white. Purple white is speed sense. Then we have red, which is a 1 amp accessory output. Now, we're not turning anything on other than the radio, so we don't need to go ahead and add anything to it. Then we have green, which is going to be our reverse output, which we will need. We're going to connect that to our purple white on the radio. So what we're going to do is we're going to take our purple white that we actually just cut off of this guy here, and we're going to solder it onto this green so all our colors match up. And last but not least, we have the orange white, which is illumination. Now, any other wires that are on here are just going to be going across between harness to harness. Those are just data wires. Don't worry about those. What we want to do is crawl into the car real quick. This has an amplified antenna turn on. We want to see if it has it or not, so we can just remove it if it doesn't. So there's no amplified antenna in this car. We'll just go ahead and remove it. Alright, so we have our harness all set and ready to go. We went ahead and just sped right through it. We attached all our wires. They matched up because we went and changed those colors. What we have left over right here is because we're using speed wire from our 9605 to the front. We have all our speaker wires right here and the remote turn on because we ran the remote turn on wire in the speed wire forward. So now all we have to do is terminate these 9 wires to our speed wire. Other than that, this guy is all set. I'm gonna go set this in the car so it's there when we need it, and we'll build a dash kit. Don't throw these away. Keep the instructions because you may need them. We may need to remap the steering wheel controls, and also down here, this part right here. This has to do with whether your car has the phone buttons on it or not. You may have to do some rewiring, so keep this handy don't lose it until you're done. Alright, so for the dash kit, we're going to use the best kits, BK FMK 542. Now this is the factory radio. What we want to do is match up our many screw downs here to these, which is going to be these front two, so we can remove the rest of these, and then we can snap it into the kit. Alright, so the radio's in and mounted. So we took the back piece of carpet out, and we needed to figure out where this box goes. This spot over here that Fernando's working on is where the main box goes. What we do is we remove the air vent, the thing right here. We remove that so that the box will sit flush up against there. And also we've had really bad luck with these leaking, so we put an ABS panel, and then we cover that panel with, in this case, some roadkill. The box will go in there. We're gonna put 1/2-inch risers on them, which we'll show you in a minute. But this one here was the issue. Now these three things here are for this bracket. So what we had to do is shift the bracket over to here. We're going to reattach it here, so we'll drill some holes and put some rivets so that this guy can sit like this. We're not going to remove this. We always leave one. You got to leave one because this is what relieves the pressure when you shut the door, and also kills the stinky smell in the car if it's got it. It allows fresh air to get into the vehicle. We'll put spacers on this so we can rise it up 1/2 inch, just like that one. We are going to leave this piece of carpet off because it's an expensive piece of carpet, and just cutting it to fit this little area just seems really, really silly. So that's the plan for this. I'm going to go ahead and take these so I can get the subwoofers in them, get the risers on them. Alright, so we have a dual 2 ohm driver here, and we need it to be 2 ohm at the amplifier, so we're going to go ahead and wire this up for 4 ohm, or the other one up for 4 ohm, and that'll give us a 2 ohm load at the amplifier because it's a mono input on the amplifier. For that, we're going to go ahead and cut some 10 gauge jumpers. Now anytime I cut jumpers, or speaker wires for that matter, that are going in a box, I always try to make them the exact same length for both sides. I don't know if it actually does anything. I don't think it does, other than makes me feel good inside, and at the end of the day, isn't that what matters? So now we just want to cut some 1-inch wide, 1/2 inch spacers out of plastic. Alright, the reason why we make these, those windows tend to leak, so what we've just done in all of them is we just add these to keep these off that carpet so that if the window does leak, most of the time the people don't find out until the box is destroyed. Hopefully this will prevent that from happening so that we don't have to replace the box. Alright, so Fernando got the amplifier tray put in and the wires run. They just go straight back. And then we already have the panel put back together here. The subwoofers are both in and the window motor there is riveted in place. Now all we need to do is finish up putting the radio on the dash and connect the power wire under the hood. We're gonna go ahead and check everything right now. I like the backup camera and the steering wheel controls. All right, so the backup camera is good. We have it on the screen. What we want to do is the steering wheel controls, they have a default setting, which is right here on the top of page 3. And we'll just check it here real quick. So voice is mute. We don't want that. We want voice to be VR. So we're gonna go to page 4 and go to the Pioneer setting here, and we're going to reprogram these buttons so that they are more for this radio instead of just the generic settings. They come preset generic, and you can live with that, but we're not going to. Volume up, volume down, mute, track, source, track up, track down, band, phone menu, answer call, press and hold, end call, VR. Alright, that should give us what we're looking for. What's the weather like today?
It's currently partly cloudy.
Call Fernando Lopez.
Calling Fernando Lopez.
Alright, so we have sound, we have CarPlay, we have steering wheel controls functioning. Let's go ahead and get all this stuff tucked into the dash so that we can do our tune. So we have this all back together. What we want to do, polarity test, and get to do all the other stuff we do. Alright, so we have them all in polarity now. Driver's door somehow was wrong. It happens. That's why we do this test. Remember, there's lots of potential for a mistake. You have connections behind the radio, connections at the amplifier, connections at the speaker. That's 3 points of failure as far as getting it backwards. Possibly 4 if you want to count at the connection and the speaker in the door. So always do the test. But now that it's done, we can take a listen. Alright, so Project Ear Piercing Loud Stereo number 2 is done. This thing is just screaming. I mean, that's what Punch is for. Punch is just loud, and these are loud. So we have this all set and ready to go. Dash is all put back together as you just saw. The fuse holder is in, naturally, because it wouldn't be playing if it wasn't. The back I've already showed you. I think you've seen it all. You good, Fernando? Yes. Alright, so this one is done. Very cool. Lots of fun. You good?
Yep.
Say it.
On to the next one.
He's been waiting to say that. Bye.